Alright lads, what I've got for you today is just a quick mail call and then change to a deck with one of the cards therein. So what did I get? I got 4 Go for the Throats for my daughter's squirrel deck. So I've been playing a lot of the squirrel deck on Arena, black-green squirrels, and it's a lot of fun. And in Arena I've been playing Go for the Throat as a kill spell. Obviously it's a kill spell. One black. Instant, destroy target non-identified creature. And decided to pull out so she's got Scurrid colonies. 4 Scurrid colonies. I haven't been running them in Arena. I realized the deck really doesn't need them. And she needs more removal, so she's going to get those. I got a Nyxborn Hydra for Kestia, because she needs more enchantment creatures. Something I've noticed is the plan is pretty much attack a little bit with enchantment creatures until I can get Opalescence into play, and then go to town with all of my enchantments being creatures. And so far I have not gotten Opalescence or Starfield and Nyx in play. So I'm relying more and more on the enchantment creatures, the ones that are natively our enchantment creature. So I decided to get some more. I have no idea what I'm going to take out for this. No clue. That's going to be painful, because Kestia is pretty tight, a lot of enchantments to do cute little things. But I'm sure I'll figure something out. So anyway, Nyxborn Hydra. Green and X. And it comes to play with X plus and plus encounters. And it's a reaching trampler Hydra. So, I know it's cheap. And it's kind of cool looking. Looks like it's coming out of a tree, which is weird, but it is what it is. Also, since I was at it, I got a Nyxborn Behemoth. So I might not put the Nyxborn Hydra into Kestia, but I will put this bastard into Kestia. So 12, 10, and double green for a 10/10 Trampler. And it costs X less to cast, where X is the total mana value, the mana value of my non-creature enchantments. So he's not really going to work the Opalescence, except Opalescence says other, so he would be reduced by 4. So I would need to cast him, play him, before I play Opalescence or Starfield to Nyx. Although going from 12 minus 4 for the Opalescence, not 8, for a 10/10 trim, that's not bad, but it's not great. And he's got another ability. I can sacrifice another enchantment, and he becomes indestructible. So yeah, looking forward to that dude. This is the card that's going to trigger change, and I'll do the change right after this mail call. So let me look it up actually. Who said it? So I'm just going to look at the comments on my channel. Let's see. Click off, haven't responded. Filter, search for. Oh, Bedrock. Let's see. Who told me about this? It didn't come up. Let me just take a look. I know that this is incredibly exciting to have somebody walking around on a computer while you're waiting for them to show you something cool. But I want to credit this guy. So who is this guy? Who did it? It was on a Kestia video. So, was it Connor? No. Digital Daniel? No, he's talking about Strength of the Harvest, Nyxborn Hydra, Triton the Wavebreaker. Who mentioned the Bedrock dude? Because I really don't like it when I can't credit somebody for telling me about something. Okay, it was... this dude really doesn't have a name. Lakin Shakakak, 4122. So, Lakin Shakak, 4122 is the dude that... So he told me about Assault Formation, which I had forgotten about. Bedrock Tortoise, which I had no idea. And looked it up, and it was cheap, so I bought one. Walking Bulwark, which doesn't really fit the theme, only handles itself. But anyway, so Lakin Shack 4122. So he told me about Bedrock Tortoise for Ichrysidiki Sidarkondo. 3 and a green for a 0/6 turtle. As long as it's my turn, creatures I control have hexproof. Beauty. Each creature you control with toughness greater than its power assigns combat damage equal to its toughness. So this fits the sub-theme of Ichrysidiki Sidarkondo down to the ground. One of the themes is, except for 3 creatures, and one of them, Daxos, he's not going to have equal power and toughness for very long, because his toughness is dependent on my devotion to white. So all the creatures have higher toughness and power, all except the Soul Sisters and Daxos. But as I said, Daxos, it's a temporary situation. So I've got Duran, the Siege Tower, in there, and I've got Huatli, I forget the appellation, but one of the Huatlis, and they both, Huatli says, like the Bedrock Tortoise, my creatures assign combat damage equal to their toughness rather than their power. This guy says they have to have higher toughness than power to do that, which kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, why would you even need to say that? Why would you need to write that? To me, that's just extra verbiage. Because if the toughness is not higher than the power, why would you want to switching? And Duran, of course, says all creatures do this. So this is going to go in the deck. And these cards, so I'm piecing together my own squirrel deck. I love it so much I'm going to build it in paper. Some of you already know that. Some of you might be hearing it for the first time. I don't know how far along the channel anybody who watches this is. So I'm going to get foil go for the throats from my deck, and I'm going to use these Abrupt Decays because these are the ones I've been using on Arena, and I like my decks to have different art. So I need 2 more of these, I need 3 more go for the throats, I need to finalize the mana base, Chatterfangs, 2 Toshkis, and I think that is it, and that deck will be done. So let's take a look at what I'm going to change in Ichrysidiki Sidarkondo for this big turtle. Okay, so to remind everybody, they're partner commanders, abs and colors, black, green, white. So Sidarkondo, 4 mana, 2/5 legendary human knight, flanking. They just tacked it on. Who cares about flanking? Creatures your opponents control without flying or reach cannot block creatures power 2 or less. That means everybody else's creatures too. So if, say, Cube has a bunch of creatures with power 2 or less, the genie, unless he has flying or reach, can't block Cube's creatures either. It doesn't say my creatures. And he partners with Ichrysidiki, the usurper. So she costs 1 more, and instead of white, it's black. So 5 for 3/7 menacing Naga wizard. So whenever a creature controls deals combat damage to player, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. So that's the commanders. Let's put them here so we can see them in the camera angle. Okay, screw it. You're not going to be able to see them. Right, so what am I going to take out for this big turtle? Definitely not Teferi's Protection, definitely not Veto, no lands will come out there. Okay, the Sun's Heart. Huatli, the Sun's Heart. See, each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its power. And I can gain life if I need to. Land, that's not coming out. Deathrite Shaman, he's so good, he's not coming out. Bird of Paradise. Early creature, gives me mana, higher toughness and power, not by much, and it flies. It's Flux Reservoir, the Death Star, kind of the kill spell of the deck. land, removal, find land, slows my opponents down. There he is, they're on the siege tower. So the other two, Bedrock Tortoise and Huatle, Sun's Heart, say my creatures. He says all creatures. And he's cool. Originally the deck was Duran. And Huatle did not exist. Bedrock Tortoise did not exist. It was only Duran, and he was the commander, and it was mainly a tribal treefolk deck. And when it started to fall on its face because it was too slow, because it couldn't keep up in Prague at the time, this is about 8 years ago, I disassembled it, but I kept Duran because he's foil, he's cool, I just like him. And then, when Sidar Kondo and Ikra Shidiki became known to me, I decided to rebuild the deck with different commanders but the same idea, except as Duran as part of the deck, and Huatle by then was available. Find land, nope, that's not coming out. City Brass, nope. Lisa, Forgotten Angel, 2 black, white, 4/5, flying lifelink. The other theme of the deck is life gain. Heavy life gain theme. The deck is my creatures have higher toughness and power, and they will deal combat damage based on that, and life gain. Because I need to power the Death Star somehow. It costs life. Soul Ring, land. This is the removal spell in the deck. Each creature punches itself in the face. And if my creatures are not only have higher toughness and power, some of them have lifelink, when they punch themselves in the face, not only do they not die, I gain life. Still haven't played this little kitty cat, but it's cute, it's flashy, and it has a neat effect. If an opponent draw 2 or more cards, how many cards you gonna? 7? Pfft, nope. You get 1, I get 1. No 7 cards for you, you bastard. Untap target land. I never hit the threshold. To be honest, I can't remember ever having her in play, but untap target land is pretty good. Aura shards, blow things up, reflecting pool. Maybe I don't need the shards. Maybe I don't need the shards because I have Big Monkey. Let's set the shards aside. Because I really don't want to go down in creatures, but I'm willing to go down in other spells. Seedborn Muse, higher toughness and power, and I get to untap with everybody. With Winding Canyons and Thawing Glaciers, it's pretty damn good. Elspeth. And she fits the theme. Destroy creature power 4 or greater. Not many of my creatures are going to be in scope of that. Get 3 1 white soldiers. That I would mainly be triggering if one of the Soul Sisters is in play. So get the soldiers, get some life, and at that point they have equal power and toughness. So Bedrock Tortoise doesn't care about them. Even if it did, it wouldn't matter. The emblem, I don't care about the emblem at all, because I don't want my creatures to be too powerful. And I'll show you why once the card comes up. Mortify, instant removal, Palisade Giant, protects me and my stuff. So it's all damage. If somebody casts Blasphemous Act, Palisade Giant takes all the damage from my side. All of it. Forest, Elixir of Immortality, gain 5 life. Excuse me, geez. Well, maybe I don't need this. You gain 5 life. Shuffle it in your graveyard. Because I don't have a lot of things that care about the graveyard. Maybe Elixir of Immortality. This guy. Opponents can't cast their commanders. Soul Sister. Reanimate. Yavamaya Hello. Handanada de Yavamaya. So, regenerates a creature or gives me 1 colorless. That's good. Plains, that's good. Sapling of Kofanor. She's great in this deck. She's essentially a card draw engine. So if the card, whenever she attacks, show off the top card of my library. If it's a creature card, I gain life equal to its toughness, lose life equal to its power, and then put it in my hand. So I gain life. Or it's net 0. If it's one of the Soul Sisters, or actually Daxos would cost me life, because Daxos is a star. He has no toughness printed on him, so if I flip over Daxos, I'm going to lose 2 life. Boo-hoo. Since he's dividing top, it's neat how these two are sitting together, because of the top, she attacks, and before damage I can look at the top 3, make sure there's a creature up there if a creature is in the top 3, and get another card. Land Rainbow Veil. Nice political card. Beautiful Fallen Empires. I love this card. I've always loved the art on this card. I never liked playing this card before because I didn't want to give my opponents nothing. You motherfuckers ain't getting nothing off me. Nothing. But then I play Temple of the Discovery, so they do get something off me. So why not? Rainbow Veil. High Market. Hand of Justice. So he works great with that Elspeth. She makes soldiers, and he can tap 3 himself and tap 3 target white creatures to destroy any target creature. And he's a 2/6. And he's from Fallen Empires, the greatest Magic set ever printed. Into the Triumph Land. Murderous Rider, Swift End. Nope, that ain't coming out. That's removal. And a life-linking zombie. Land. This guy is just good. Oh, I'll never forget the game when I got him out on turn 3. When everybody's doing their setup, everybody's casting mana rocks, everybody's casting ramp spells, and everybody's losing life, and I'm gaining life. I must have done a 20-point swing overall, collectively, because I know I gained at least 12 life off him. And then I think it still took them a while to kill him. But I remember about turn 5 or 6, somebody, how much life do you have? 52? And you? God, your guy keeps killing me. Well, quit casting non-creature spells. Oran Viper. His big brother, Oran Frostfang. My attacking creatures have Death Touch. And whenever they hit a player, draw a card. Luminous Broodmoth, and my creatures die. Turn to the battlefield. So, I think if I have Elisa and Luminous Broodmoth out, I can stack these effects and choose which effect triggers. Does it go to my hand, or does it come back with a flying counter? I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I just have to stack them in the way I want them. The one I want, go on the stack last, because last in, first out. Go to the Shrine. Crack down! Non-white creatures, power 3 greater, don't tap during the color's untap steps. Don't have a whole lot of non-white creatures with power 3 or greater. My opponents might. If Cube is playing Eldrazi, he sure as hell does. So, crack it down. Dragonlord Drumica can't be countered. Flying Lifelink. Your opponents can't cast spells during my turn. So she's big. Higher toughness and power. Only costs 6. Land. So I've found 2 possibilities, but nothing really obvious. Nature's Lore. Mana Search. Nope, need that. That's for damn sure. Proven time and time again. I need Mana Search. Slagworm Armor. If I put this on Duran, he effectively becomes an 11/11 for the low cost of him, 1 colorless, and 3 to equip. And he'll be a 0/11 that hits for 11 during combat. Forbidding Watchtower. So this is a way of making a if I have any of the 3 effects, Tortoise, Flatly, Duran, 2 Forbidding Watchtower becomes a 5/5 white creature control in a turn. That's still a land. Let's see, Vampire Nighthawk, 2/3 flyer, Death Touch Lifelink. Yep, works great in this deck. Garden, Shiny Command Tower, Blinding Angel. If she punches an opponent in the face and she's got flying, they skip the next combat phase. Nope, no combat for you. Land. Sorin, Vengeful Bloodlord. He's really in here for the Negex. Return target creature card of CMC X from a graveyard to the battlefield. Now it's not X or less, it's X. So Most of these effects say X or less. Not him. He says you better be precise. You better know exactly what you want. And as long as my turn, my creatures and planeswalkers have lifelink. And this +2 is deal point, yeah, 1 point of damage, whatever. Screecher, this is great to get out early. Extort, 1/2 flyer, Tomb, Swamp, then Vala, Keeper of Silence. My opponents cannot activate their creature abilities at all. On their turn, my turn, no turn, you can't do it. Other than that, for 4 mana, she's a 3/4 flying legendary angel. And Mana Search, Winding Canyons, Great Seedward Muse. At the end of somebody's turn, flash creature into play. Next guy's turn, I untap. At the end of their turn, if I have a creature, flash a creature into play. So my stuff can come down pretty quickly. Excuse me. There he is, Big Monkey. So this is also Icarus Siddiqui Sidarkondo is one of my only white decks that do not have a Sun Titan. Edgar Markov does not have a Sun Titan because it is not a vampire. Shroom does not have a Sun Titan because she has plenty of ways. I mean, she is the Sun Titan. She brings back artifacts. And almost every damn thing in the deck is an artifact, so she pulls double duty. She does his job. Ikra and Sidar do not have a Sun Titan because his power is equal to his toughness. If he was a 4/6, you can bet your bottom dollar they would have a Sun Titan. But he doesn't, so they don't. So anyway, Big Monkey here, 2, Trip Green, 5/7. Right on target. Whenever you cast creature spell, choose 1. Blow up an artifact, aura shards. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. So I can look at the top 5, pick a land, and put it in a play. Or gain 4 life. So he does stuff. I haven't had him in play to do stuff, but he'll do stuff. There he is, Daxos, blessed by the sun. So, like I was saying, he has no toughness. When he comes into play, he does, but as you're looking at him, he doesn't. So if I flip him over with Sapling of Kofanor, I take 2 damage. But it's only 2 damage, so boo-hoo, who cares? Pernicious Deed, another board wipe. So I'm thinking, I'm really starting to think maybe I don't need the aura shards. Elspeth Terrell, the other Elspeth, so I gain life for each creature I control. And again, G makes soldier tokens. And I can blow up everything except for lands and tokens. Do I really need her? I mean, the life gain is nice. Put the 3 soldier tokens into play, that's pretty cool, but Elspeth Sun's Champion leaves more of my creatures untouched, so she's better in the deck. Let me think about Elspeth. Erebos, God of the Dead. Yep, Indestructible. I hardly ever hit the black. Hardly ever hit the devotion, but no matter what, he does prevent my opponents from getting life. And if I've got a bunch of life, I can spend some of it to draw cards if I'm getting stuck. Rock's Faithbender. Double the life you gain. Yeah, baby. Exploration. Play more lands. Part of the mana ramp suite. Droning Bureaucrats. This card saved my ass before, so he ain't coming out. Somebody had a bunch of bullshit that cost 6 mana. And it's really bad, and I didn't want to get hit by it. So, go to combat. Alright, you go to combat. I spend 6. I tap this guy. All your creatures CMC 6 can't attack or block this turn. Well, then I'm not going to attack. Oh, good. Good. So, he did what he's supposed to do. Tempt with Discovery. Yep, go find lands. Make your opponents want to find lands. As long as another one of them wants to find lands, you can go get Urborg and Cabal coffers and have a good day. Flats, forest, forest. There's the other Soul Sister. Shiny 9th edition Soul Warden. There we go. This was a group hug card, surprisingly enough. Cube was playing Eldrazi. Jeannie and I were not, and played Meekstone early in the game. So, Cube, if he tapped his creatures, they're not untapping. Excuse me. He eventually destroyed it, but it did keep him locked down for a while. And Jeannie was kind of surprised that it was a good group hug card, because it was saving him too. Commander Isha, 2/4 unblockable. He's got protection from creatures. He can't be blocked. And if I've got Duran out, he's a 4/4. Demonic Tutor. Yeah, I talked before about unrestricted tutors. I don't typically put unrestricted tutors in the deck. This one's mainly here as a way to find Yavimaya Hollow, Urborg, whichever land I need. That's its chief purpose. Secondary purpose is to find Aetherflux Reservoir. Yes, it's something I probably shouldn't be doing, but the deck is slow, needs a bit of punch, and Demonic Tutor can help me get that punch. Samite Elder. Tap creatures you control, gain protection from the color or colors of target permanent I control. So blue and red are out. Unless I can steal something, and I don't have any way of stealing anything in this deck. Except reanimate. Ooh, I could reanimate a blue or red creature if I needed to. And then I can use the Elder to give my creature protection for blue or red if that was called for. Alright, so even better. Worldly Tutor. Go find a creature, put it on top of the library, shuffle. After showing it to everybody. Go find lands. I do have a Tree Folk in the deck, so there is a small chance this will come into play untapped. Small chance. Sylvan Library, draw more cards, Landwar Scout, put more lands into play, so it's looking like one of these three. One of these three should come out for the Bedrock Tortoise. But which one? So, I've got Mortified to destroy one enchantment. I've got Putrefied to destroy one artifact. I've got Big Monkey, but he costs 6, so he comes out a bit, 5, sorry, 5, he comes out a bit later. Better keep that. This gets me life, and it can shuffle my graveyard back in the library, and I do like recursion, I do like doing that. So then there's Elspeth. So Elspeth comes out on turn 5. I gain life for each creature I have, but I've got other ways of gaining life. I get soldiers, I destroy all of the permanents except for lands, but I've got Pernicious Deed for that. Oh, the Pernicious Deed costs X or less. I don't have anything like Wrath of God. I do have Wave of Reckoning. Now it's getting tough. Now it's getting real tough. Let's take a quick look again. So what else do I have to destroy an artifact or enchantment? Not much. Not much at all. And the reason no, I really don't have much else. So I kind of want to keep that effect. This is where it gets hard. This is where it gets really hard. That slows my opponents down, and that is what was backing up Meekstone to make stuff come into play tapped. So they couldn't untap because of Meekstone. So Okay, so it's one of these three. How much am I worried about losing my graveyard? I don't have any other ways of recursion, really. But gain 5 life. Life gain. It's one of the themes of the deck. Gain a life for each life gain. But I've got other ways of gaining life. And the other Elspeth, Sun's Champion. So she blows up everything power 4 or greater. That's typically what I would be worried about. That's typically what I would want to destroy. Where is she? Elspeth. Elspeth, where are you? Elspeth, where did you go? I know you're in the stack somewhere, 'cause I just saw you a minute ago. There she is. Alright. So do I really need or want both Elspeths? 6. Recruit are 4 or greater. So she would get what Pernicious Deed won't get, you know, if they have a bunch of high casting cost creatures. The emblem I don't care about. The life gain, now losing the life gain. But then we've got so many other ways of gaining life. And I do want that other effect of my creatures assigned toughness in combat rather than power. Okay. And Aura Shards, if it comes out early, then I can start controlling mana rocks and such. Okay, so let's take out Elspeth Tyrell. For Bedrock Tortoise. Dropping a Planeswalker for a creature, which having more creatures is good, because it does trigger Aura Shards, it does trigger Big Monkey, and he's effectively a 6/6. Let's make sure. Each creature control toughness greater than its power assigns combat, so attacking or blocking says combat damage is combat. So during combat, he's effectively a 6/6. And as long as it's my turn, my creatures have hexproof. And he costs 1 less. Yeah, it's shifting from green to white, so it's not going to help Daxos, but I've got a lot that helps Daxos that kind of doesn't matter. Right then, that's what I'm doing. So Bedrock Tortoise comes out. Sorry, Bedrock Tortoise goes in, Elspeth comes out. Let's get some kind of shot for the thumbnail. How's that? Is that interesting? I hope some of you see this and click on it.